I'm going to go back and have a look at Hazrat Mirza Ghulam's attitude to some things. The first one is about finery, and that is when you make something, you take trouble to make it as great as possible, as beautiful as possible. This is Malfuzat, volume 2, page 5. Hazrat Sahib was having some extra accommodation built for guests who would come. And one day when he passed by, the carpenter was taking a lot of trouble in preparing the wood for the doors and the frames and so on. So Hazrat Sahib said to him, "This is just wasting time. You should do what is necessary. God knows I don't love property and houses. As far as I'm concerned, my property is the joint property between me and my friends. And my dearest wish is that there should be a house where I live in the center, and around that are houses of my friends, and in each direction from my house there is a window from which I can see and contact all my friends." Even with some necessities, Hazrat Sahib said, "I regret even the time I have to spend on the call of nature, and I think I have wasted this time which could have been spent on something to do with religion. Some hobby or waste of time is extremely displeasing to me. But when there is some necessity to do with religion, then it is haram for me to eat or drink or even sleep until I have finished the task for religion. We should be for religion, and we should spend our lives solely for religion. And there should be no obstacle in our way when we set out to serve religion." We know that when people become leaders, particularly religious leaders, they raise themselves to a high mental. They sit on a higher chair. Everyone else has to sit on the floor or whatever. Here is Hazrat Sahib. Maulana Abdul Karim was sleeping, and when he woke up, he saw that Hazrat Sahib came and he was lying down on the floor next to him. And Maulana Abdul Karim was much disturbed, and he immediately got up. And Hazrat Sahib said, "Why have you got up, Maulana Sahib?" And he said, "I can't sleep on bed while you were on the floor." And Hazrat Sahib said, "No, I noticed that you were asleep and there were children playing and they were disturbing you. And I thought I would stay here, lie down here and stop them so that your sleep is not disturbed." Another time Hazrat Sahib said, "I don't want to be like some dreadful, horrible animal that people are afraid of. I hate being an idol. I have come to crush idols, not to make myself into an idol that people may come and worship me. God knows I do not give preference to myself over others. As far as I'm concerned, someone who's arrogant, there is no more, no greater idol worshipper than an arrogant person, because he does not worship God, he worships himself. Then at another time, about members of the Jamaat bringing to him points that could be used in the service of Islam or defense of Islam, he said, if for the support of religion someone gives me one word, then that to me is more valuable than a bag full of pearls and gold coins. If a person wants that I hold him dear and that my prayers are accepted in heavens in his favor, then if he convinces me that he is a true servant of religion, then that will happen. If I love anything, like wife and children, I do it for the sake of Allah. If I love my friends, I do it for the sake of Allah. For everything that I have and everything that I do is for Allah's pleasure. And then about friendship, he said, I believe that if I befriend someone, then I will not terminate that friendship, however or whatever kind of person my friend becomes. If he terminates the friendship, that's a different matter. I believe that if you have a friend and he's fallen in the street because he's fallen over, because he's drunk, and people are admonishing him, then I will go and I'll lift him up and I'll bring him home and I will look after him. True friendship is the greatest jewel. It should not be easily wasted. If a friend does something that displeases you, then you should bear it patiently and explain to him gently and with love.